The Indiana Pacers is the one team drafted inside the top 10 that most fans would not have expected at the start of the season. Even though they lost in the play-in tournament in the previous season, the Pacers always seemed like a team that had the experience and talent to make a decent run in the playoffs. A core of Brogdon, LeVert, TJ Warren, Miles Turner, and Sabonis looked like a team that can not only make the playoffs, but could realistically compete for home court in the first round. But health was a major issue for the Pacers, and that ultimately led to their downfall. The Pacers' identity has always been centered around their defense. This past season, they finished 28th in defensive rating, far and away the worst defensive season in the last decade for the franchise. In fact, it was the first time that the Indiana Pacers finished in the bottom 10 in defensive rating since 1998-99. Malcolm Brogdon and Miles Turner are the team's two best defenders, and they only played 36 and 42 games respectively. Finding a prospect who is more known for playing defense would be ideal at this spot. With the 6th pick in the draft, the Indiana Pacers select Keegan Murray from the University of Iowa. Murray is a prime example of a player benefiting from staying in college for one more year versus fast-tracking to the NBA draft when you're not ready. This past season, Murray's stock skyrocketed with his production across the board. The nation's 4th leading scorer is the jack of all trades. Murray makes an impact in just every facet of the game. He is a long 3-and-D wing who does a good job recognizing mismatch situations and ranked in the 98th percentile in post-ups, averaging 1.3 points per possession. His outside shooting improved tremendously from his freshman year, as he shot 40% from 3 in the sophomore season. And Murray doesn't always have to have the ball in his hands to be effective. He's a great rebounder, and he's a good cutter. Now, he's not going to blow you away with elite speed, quickness, or athleticism, but his relentless motor probably is his greatest strength. He remained consistent all season and can be a plug-and-play guy right away at the NBA level and give solid rotation minutes. Murray is a versatile defender who shows a lot of good instincts and awareness on that end of the floor. He plays with great positioning and solid fundamentals and has enough mobility to step out and guard in space. And he can also protect the rim as he averaged nearly 2 blocks per game. The defensive side of the ball is something the Pacers will value from the most from a prospect like Keegan Murray. He might not be a superstar talent, but he can be a key piece to a franchise going forward. With the 31st pick in the draft, the Indiana Pacers select Wendell Moore from Duke University. Moore is a hard-nosed high flyer who can truly be described as a 3-and-D wing. He grew as a scorer, defender, passer, and most importantly, as a leader. Duke made it all the way to the Final Four, and Moore's leadership was a big part of that tournament run. Moore has the size and athleticism of an ideal modern NBA wing. It allows him to be an impactful defender on the ball and off the ball. He had one of the largest wingspan differentials in the entire draft, making him a relentless pest to his opponents. His one glaring flaw is his blow-by ability against tight defense, which may limit him to being an off-ball player. At the NBA Combine, he jumped 38 inches on his max vertical jump. This type of athletic ability, combined with his improved shooting and playmaking, should have Moore drafted within the first 30 to 35 picks. There's no doubt that Moore has the skill set to fill an important role on the NBA team. With the 58th pick in the draft, the Indiana Pacers select Darion Sebron from North Carolina State University. The 6'6" guard improved in pretty much every category while playing a number of different roles at NC State. Sebron can make plays off the bounce, run an offense, and is an aggressive downhill attacker. He's easily one of the most unique prospects in this draft class. At times he looks like a natural point guard with his feel as a passer and a playmaker. But he's also a high-level slasher that has the handle and shake and bake to his game to break down defenses when he drives to the basket. His ability to get downhill and relentlessly attack the rim is second to none. Sebron is a guard who just lived in the painted area and was one of the best at drawing contacts on his drives. He lived at the free throw line, finishing the year with over 200 attempts. Pretty good for a guy who was so predictable by the defense that they know exactly what he's trying to do, but they couldn't stop it. About 80% of his field goal attempts came at the rim. There's very little jump shooting to his game right now, Adding a reliable jump shot will obviously open up the driving lanes for him, and it will be much easier. He shot only 26% from three-point range, but at the NBA Combine, he finished the three-point star drill tied for 4th, making 15 out of 25 shots. He shot 71% from the free throw line, which bodes well for his long-term development as a shooter. Sebron recorded 12 double-doubles on the season and scored double-digit points in 30 of 32 games played, twice going over 30 points. He plays much bigger than his size. He's a wing that can out-rebound bigs who are 4 inches taller and outweigh him by 40 to 50 pounds. His game evolved throughout the season, and he plays some of the best offensive basketball in the country. The Pacers currently have a number of guards on the roster, but Malcolm Brogdon and Buddy Hield's future with the team is uncertain at the moment. Changes on this roster could happen in the near future. Sebron is just too talented for the Pacers to pass on him with the last pick in the draft.